Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael and on this channel I document my progress to becoming debt-free from $140,000 worth of student loan debts and also increasing my net worth to be valued at over $1 million. One of the most crucial financial steps that I can take to both becoming debt-free and also increasing my net worth is to keep a strict monthly budget. And as many of you know who have watched this channel before, you know that I usually post around 2 budget updates per month, keeping you guys up to date with what's been going on with my budget, how much my paychecks have been with my current employer. I get paid on a commission basis, and also more recently, how my side hustle has been going and what the paychecks will be looking like for that. Also, another key component in this month's budget, I'm sure many of you notice things going on around the world. Expenses are increasing and there is a lot of things that are on my budget, especially in the expense column, that we are going to see the price rising for. All of this is rather unfortunate, but it's just a general part of being a homeowner and someone who takes monthly inventory of their budget. If you guys are new here and you like this type of content where I show off my budget using a spreadsheet and also track my debt payoff journey along with increasing my assets to further grow my net worth, if that is stuff that you guys like to see and you'd like to keep coming back for more, then go ahead, hit the thumbs up button on this video and be sure to subscribe by the end of the video. Anyway, let's get down to brass tacks here and look at March 2022's monthly budget so far. So the very first thing that we need to punch in if we're going to track this month's budget and track this month's expenses is we have to look at the income column. Now, I was paid already for the month of March. I get paid typically twice per month. It's a bi-weekly paycheck. This month, the first paycheck, which I got last Friday, is actually a little bit lower than what I have been getting. You know, the last, I think, 2 months that I've been posting these, I've been having paychecks up around $2,800. Granted, I planned for around $2,000, so it was nice to see those $2,800 paychecks. However, with the last 2 weeks being low, we are back down to $2,035.11. And hopefully I just punched that in correctly. So as you guys can see, that's about $64 less than what I try to budget for. I try to be somewhat conservative with my planned income that I'm going to receive. I get paid on somewhat of a commission basis. The paycheck is pretty much directly related to how far I have to travel and also how many patients I see in a week. So it's been a little bit light the last 2 weeks, but that's okay. And you'll see why here in a second. Next up, we have paycheck number 2. Haven't received that. I should receive that next Friday. So hopefully by the end of March, I'll be able to update you guys and hopefully we'll have a little bit higher paycheck this time around. Side hustle income. This one is actually pretty cool. I might have to do a little math here. So I don't really put in anything for the planned side hustle income yet. I probably should be updating that because moving forward, I am going to have a consistent side hustle income to receive, hopefully each month. But right now, I just sent in the voucher for the month of February. Once again, with this side hustle, it's doing occupational therapy, but in a school setting. But hopefully it will get to where every 30 days I have a payment from that. But I have not received actually the payment that I posted last month yet. I don't know what the holdup is. I probably should call somebody and ask why. But I think last month I got like $230 something. This month it is actually higher than that. It is $608. So that's a nice sizable side hustle income. So I'm kind of proud of that number, and that number should only get higher as we continue moving forward throughout the months, as I am now at, I guess, full capacity for seeing these kids. I think I have 5 kids now. One of them I see twice a week and you get paid per visit. So pretty cool there. Granted, the $608, some of that I do have to take out for taxes. I have to hold some money back. I didn't factor in the amount this time, but for you guys who are great at math, just take this number and take out 30% of that, and you will have how much I should probably hold back for taxes. Dividends, nothing really to report there. I do think this number, the last time I checked my TD Ameritrade account for my dividend paying stocks, the actual monthly average for dividends went up to, I think, 12 or 13 bucks. Whatever, not really too concerned with that right now. I'm just going to keep it at 11. Moving on next to the miscellaneous category for this month. And I could also probably rephrase this, not as miscellaneous, but as tax refund. Now, this is where we're going to see quite a large windfall of money, so to speak. So this is not normal, what I'm about to punch in here. And I know some people have differing thoughts on how much you should get in your tax refund. I know kind of the Dave Ramsey mindset is that you should always try to get your tax refund as close to zero as possible, because with taxes, you're loaning your money out to the government interest-free, and they can use it for whatever they want, so to speak, and you don't get any interest from that. You basically just get a part of your money back. So some people say, like, aim for zero, don't try to get a big tax refund, because if you are getting a big tax refund, that means that there's money that you could have used throughout the year to pay off debt, but no, other people got to take more interest from you, etc. There's a lot of math that goes into it. However, this year I am getting a quite I am getting a quite large tax refund back this year, which I'm thankful for, because it's basically going to all go towards my private student loans. So far I have got my federal income tax back, and let's see, I'm just kind of scrolling down through bank statement stuff here. It is currently at $5,304.00. So 0 cents. Boom, there you go. You can see that really does crank up the total income for the month to now just under $8,000. That does not yet include the state refund yet, but we will be sure to include that probably in the second budget recap for the month, if that gets submitted. Cash back, and this, oh, wait a minute. I forgot, I need to add to this miscellaneous category. Things just get better and better. I got in the mail a random check from the county that I'm in. Apparently on some bill I paid for, I must have overpaid, and they gave me $201 back. So we will go ahead and add $201 to this. So, oh, what was it? I forgot what I just had there. There. So, boom. I'm just going to include that into the miscellaneous fund for this month, because I don't really know where this money came from. Apparently, I overpaid for some bill, and they sent me money back. Woohoo! Cash back, and this is through my Amazon credit card that I use quite often for the majority of all my purchases. In fact, I've just switched over to having it kind of on autopilot for a lot of my bills. And I think the cash back so far, it's somewhere around 30 bucks. Oops, I put that in the wrong one. Whatever, I'll just do this. So, whatever, little extra money there on top. No problemo. Before we move down to the expense column, the next thing we're going to be taking a look at before we get there is the sinking funds column. This is this blue section here. This is relatively new for me to put into my budget. And how this works is each month I apply $50 to these three categories right here. We got vacation, Christmas, and a family fund. I switched the name just so it wouldn't confuse people. I plan each month to contribute $50 towards each of these buckets or each of these funds. I then input the actual amount once I do so, and so far this is the total amount that I've saved for each of these categories, $100 for each one. That's what I'm going to be doing with my sinking funds, and when I finally contribute that money towards those accounts, whether it be with Ally or with my local bank, I will update those numbers. Anyway, now we are going to move on to the second half of the nitty-gritty with my monthly budget, which of course is the expenses. This stuff that I owe to other people throughout the month. Some of them are recurring bills, some of them are debts, some of them are just kind of paying myself, as we can see with this first item here with the sinking funds. As I try to contribute $150 towards the sinking funds up here. The next item on here is the mortgage, and as you guys can see, that's $1,059 a month. So far, I don't think that's going to be changing, so I just leave it in there. Internet, that's through Spectrum, that's $65 a month. That's not changing, so I leave it in there. Next up on here is water, and this is actually a mistake because my water is billed bi-monthly, and this is not one of the months that it's due. So, woohoo! $0. That's an extra around $50 I get to pocket this month. Car insurance, usually this is right around $105 to $107, so no need to update that. My phone bill, it's a good thing I just looked at that because it's due today. I pay my aunt through Facebook, so better get on that. Michael, student loans, this is an updated thing that I put in here, so pay attention. You guys may have been following me and you notice that this usually says $800. The reason I switched it down to $200 is because before, when I had the two different Sallie Mae loans, the two different private loans, one was getting $200 and the other one was getting $600. The $600 went to the higher interest and the $200 went to the lower interest. Well, now I only have the lower interest account left. So I have failed to update the automatic payment on that. I should probably do that. I've said that I think for the last 2 to 3 months or ever since I paid off that loan, but I haven't yet. So just as a way to better and more accurately track how much money is going in and out, I switched this down to $200. My plan is to still contribute at least $800 minimum towards the last remaining Sallie Mae loan account. However, as you guys are probably going to see by the end of this month, this whole conversation, what I've been rambling on for the last minute, is going to be null and void. Spoiler alert. Next up on here is the electric bill. And for whatever reason this month, it is back up to being a higher number. I don't know why. Well, I take that back. I think it has something to do with what's going on in the world right now and gas and oil prices, which are climbing. But I just looked, and let me look at the email. Yeah, it's, for whatever reason, $228.40. So this is the second highest bill I have ever received since living in my house. And I haven't changed anything. I mean, I have probably 6 lights around me right now. But other than that, they're all LED, so they're all efficient. But other than that, there really isn't anything that I've changed in my behavior at the house, you know, with heating and cooling and anything like that, water. So either the prices are skyrocketing, which is why it's reflecting in my monthly bill, or something's going weird with the meter. I did finally set up notifications on my phone so that when a meter reading is due, I can go outside and do that. So hopefully we'll see, maybe that will better balance out the payments per month with my electricity. Who knows? Groceries. I do not know what the groceries are this month. I budget for this much, $220, which with everything going on, that's probably not enough. It kind of has been the last few months, but things keep climbing. I actually was just having kind of a discussion with my wife downstairs that, you know, maybe it's time we kind of switch up some of the major purchases that we do when we go to groceries, try to buy a little bit less items that are expensive, like meat, which we only usually buy like chicken breast and stuff like that. So we'll have to figure that one out. That one's kind of a hard one right now to manage and keep it under budget because it just keeps climbing and get away from us. Amazon Prime, nothing new there. And then gas, speaking of stuff that's climbing and getting away from us, this one is kind of out of control, like really out of control. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just out of control. However, I put in here, I bumped up the plan to $250. I will say this, at the time of last filming my last budget video, I was driving a lot more for work because I was having to drive an hour away 2 separate days per week. I no longer am doing that. I'm able to stay local to see my patients, which is a nice benefit and blessing right now. So even with the continuing climbing gas prices, I'm not driving quite as much as I was the last 2 months. So hopefully I can continue doing that, so that I don't have to spend more money on gas, because that's not fun. But that rounds out the expense column. You can see so far that the total expenses I need to pay for that I planned for is $2,264.99. And right now I have plenty of income to cover that. However, once the second paycheck comes in, that will more than cover this expense. And then anything else that's left over this month is really going to be going towards paying off those student loans. As I said at the beginning of as I said at the beginning of this video, one of my main goals right now, in addition to increasing my net worth and keeping a good budget, is to get rid of my student loans, because debt just eats away at my cash flow. So I'm trying to get rid of it, and I think I will be able to put a good sizable dent in it this month. So stay tuned for that. But that's going to wrap up my March 2022 budget. Thank you guys so much for watching to the very end, and thank you for budgeting along with me if you are. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Take care.